Hey, what's going on to YouTube? This is SEO0320 from JBSS. I do have a Spider-Man t-shirt on. I got the ability to be able to check out an early screening for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Definitely go and check out that review. I'll post that at the very end of this video. You can go to the description box below and check it out. It was amazing. Just a quick thing. I was also privileged for thank you to GKids, Studio Ghibli, for being able to allow me to be able to check out an early screening for Mirai. And I love Mamoru Hosoda. Like, I have all his films. I was like, if I could afford it, I would legit get the special collector's edition, because like Girl Let Through Time, Summer Wars, Wolf Children, The Boy and the Beast, and now this, like, I was worried that this wasn't gonna, you know, stand up to those. And in so many different respects, I think that, you know, those, I don't know, it's his own film. Because I'm a bias in this. I think that this is one of the most special out of all of them. And it's special to me personally because I am a father. I've just had my young little boy, David, and he now is like 2 months and a half. And it's like there's so many different things about this film that make me understand and comprehend, you know, what children are going through, what parents are going through, and the embodiment of the beauty of it all. Because if you focused on like the main character, his name is Kun, you focus on him and how he's just so upset all the time and so bratty all the time and just doing all these things that, like, why are you being such a kid? And you realize he really much so is a kid. And you never know, like, if you have one child and then you have another one, think back to Rugrats. Like, Rugrats, the movie, I think, was the perfect understanding and comprehension of that. Like, it's always gonna feel like there's this level of commitment that's going to one or the other, or the kid might feel like they're not loved as much anymore because the attention is being shifted and changed at the whim, because the kid is still always growing. But then if there's somebody else new, then it's like they worry they're gonna get passed up. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about this film. It's like how the parents have to navigate that, how the little boy Kun has to understand that, and how the little girl, who is Mirai, which Mirai actually means future, how she goes and copes with all this as well. It was a couple moments that really did tug at my heartstrings. I think that notably with the mother, for instance, the mother questioned whether or not she was being a good mother or could be a good mother. Like, I can tell you how many different times that I thought that, you know, I am my wife's biggest cheerleader. And like, there's been many a times where like she's like assessing herself whether or not she's doing good enough. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're doing great. Like, we couldn't do this without you. But there's real life dialogue. And I think that's a tribute to the writing. The writing in this one was very on point. Even though there wasn't a lot of spectacle things that were happening or necessarily anything pivotal that was happening, you know, like, there was never a moment that wasn't missing a beat in terms of the reality side of things. Like the dad, for instance, he had an inadequacy complex. Like, there was things that happened to him when he was younger. And it was even like before, when they had Kun, you know, I think the wife reiterates this multiple times within the confines of the movie that, you know, he wasn't the best father, and can he do it now, and whether or not he wants to do it now. And like, he's trying to search within himself to try to be a better father this time around for both of his kids, not just for one, and trying to be there for also for his wife. And I was like, I appreciate this so much. And I know I'm going more so about like how I relate to this, but the movie itself changes in perspective for me based on the way that I emote to it, the way I actually receive it. And I think that the translation for the parents and what they, you know, bring to this little boy and this little girl, I think is so special. I think it's so beautiful because it's real. It's really real. And I think that that's the most thing that I really appreciate. But let's go down to the bare buttons. Most of Mamoru Hosoda's movies look amazing, and this is no exception to those rules. It's just not a lot of pivotal things that actually really do happen. But every single time with this, you know, little boy, when he goes out into the yard or goes outside of the house, something happens. And it can be kind of like initially like, this is little boy's imagination is really wild, but you start to understand like, whoa, it's deeper than that, you know. And he's starting to get connections with stuff that he shouldn't know. Like, it goes beyond just like, all right, I'm gonna read you a story and then you go back to your remembrance and you go back. That's what most dreams are. But this goes even further than that. Like, and I was like, the spectacle of that, it is very mystical. It is very magical. Like, even like, what was the little dog's name? The little dog even has like a little interesting arc within this one. I thought that was really cute. But the little boy, he does come off so selfish all the time. Like, even when like you kind of get him here and he just like reverts back. But I think the thing about it, and I can even find this in sometimes even with my son, like you get it one day and you're like, all right, he's got it. And then the next day he goes back and redoes something else that seems really irritable. And it's like, I think the harder thing about this one, and I think that probably agitate people, is that he is very vindictive and very upset with this little baby that hasn't really done anything, that can't even talk, you know, and really is just trying to understand the world around her. And she's actually a very well-behaved baby. She doesn't really cry on demand unless something happens to her. And that's rare, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she's already a really good baby. And it's like this little boy is just like threatening her and doing all these kind of things. And it's just like, why, you know? And he learns so many different lessons through, not just through circumstance and through his own failures as a big brother, but even more so through these mystical moments that really do happen. Like, each one of them are very pivotal. And it's like, as the boy learns, as the boy, you know, grows, you can also see simultaneously that the whole entire family grows. Like, you can literally see and watch the little girl grow up, and you might miss it. And that's the thing about this film that I think is very beautiful, because there's so many different moments that we take for granted when we go and we work, we do this, do that, do this, and like we miss those beautiful, simplistic moments that change the course of what we relate to our children or our family members. And you literally, if you don't pay attention, you'll miss this little girl literally growing up as the movie progresses. I almost missed it. Like, I literally almost missed it, because it's so easy to focus on the older brother that's acting up versus seeing like, wow, this little kid's doing this. Oh wow, she's really growing. And I think that's so beautiful. I think that is, from an artistry standpoint, not just from like how they're actually visually doing it, but how they wrote it. And I think they did a really good job with that. The progression that these parents are growing, these kids are growing, but as this boy is learning, the whole entire family is actually changing and evolving and progressing and getting better. And it's also, I think, a life lesson thing when it comes to being a parent. Like, you know, you're not gonna always get it right, but you might get it right the next time, and you might make things better. And, you know, things do happen for a reason. I think that's where a part of the thing where kind of a girl let through time kind of situation goes on, when, you know, Kun starts going back and seeing things. It's like, whoa, I can relate to that. Oh wow, I can overcome that. Oh wow, I have to be this. And I think that's one of the things that I loved about this film, and I appreciated about this film. From an artistry standpoint, I think, again, like I said, I think the illustrations and the art and the animation are just on point. I think every single one of those movies have been amazing, and this is no exception to that. I think the writing is actually really well done. I think the public perception for the likability of this little boy is, their tolerance is not going to be there, but if they are a parent, I think you're going to really appreciate this. If you're a little kid, I think you're going to really appreciate it. There's moments where like the little boy, like, he just is like, I want to laugh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's like, it can come off really cute, or it can come off like he's like really bratty, and maybe it's a hybrid for you. But I really did appreciate this film. I really did love it. I give it 8.5 out of 10. I actually thought it was really well done, really well established, and actually it means so much more to me than anything I could have really actually imagined, because Wolf Children I connected with, you know what I'm saying? But not to this kind of level. Summer Wars I connected with, because I understood the little boy, but not to this level. And even like The Boy and the Beast, probably the closest I come with really truly intimately connecting with the character. But this one, I can relate to the parents so much. And like being a father, like I learned and I thrived through watching this. Third act was very strange. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but very beautiful, amazing visuals. Yeah, there's one scene with the laundry machine that was freaking nuts. And then there was a question that was asked towards the end by the dad. I think it was like, you think I'm a good dad now? I think that was a really special moment. So make sure you go and check out this film. Mirai, you're not going to be spoiled. I mean, you're not going to be let down, I don't think. And I don't think I spoiled anything. Hopefully I didn't. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. Keep it locked. JBS. We ain't going to stop. Y'all have a blessed one. And definitely check out this review for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse whenever you can. Have a blessing, guys. Peace.